I'm back. Got some more work to do. Got to get the thing assembled. I got the book, I'm reading it, finding out what I need to do. Although I did read it ahead of time, because I always like to do my homework. Every plane, every jet I purchase is I go through the book numerous times even before I start. Got everything laid out. Got my radio here. It's on sleep mode currently, but already have a program installed for the A10 64 millimeter, courtesy of the RC Geek, the Chris Wolf. So I just did that just to save a little bit of time. And I did do a few channel assignments, because I keep my my throttle here.
Throttle engaged.
I keep my gear here. I got my flaps here.
Landing flaps. Take off flaps up.
I like to keep my dual rate for my elevator here on channel F, and my ailerons on C. I went with his rates, and of course on G on rudder as well. So currently I have the fuselage here sitting here. I did a little bit of scoring on the on this back bottom of this fuse to go ahead and accept the elevator, and I just need to go ahead and do a little bit of scoring on here, just trying to grasp what is which part of the mating surface is going to be requiring glue. There's a couple of little holes here already, but I always like to add a few more just to be sure, just because there is a considerable amount of stress on this area that require a good adhering to the surface. Excuse me for sometimes getting tongue-tied, but that's what it is when you're making a video. Try not to go too deep, but just get a good place for the surfaces to get ready to plug in. Of course, it's nice that everything's already marked. Just making sure I check my polarity as I'm talking at the same time, because sometimes you don't pay enough attention, but we're not in a rush. It's nice the elevators are nice that they have the rudder set up with a Y harness already built into the assembly. All you have to do is just plug it in. Now it's time to do that magic stuffing in the hole. Can't really see what I'm doing. Okay. But one of the nice things is you can move the camera. Of course, my camera operator that I did my unboxing went to work, so there we go. It's a nice tight fit, but check the fit here before everything is done. Make sure these wires are routed with enough slack in case I have to push them down a little bit better, because this one's not quite stuck in there all the way. It's being a pain, but it's going to get covered up later with the sticker. Enough messing with that. Just take it back off. And it was suggested to use the medium CA here. I'm going with the medium odorless stuff. Make sure that my hole is working first before I move any further. Giving a nice generous bead here in those places where I punched the hole. Double check my work here. So you don't want to stick your work to your work. Grab a little tissue. Wipe the excess. Okay. Somebody's pretty curing up already. Okay, give a little bit of kicker here. Check my fit here real quick. Wipe the excess. Sometimes it's not a good idea to use the spray, like where the other guy was just dripping it on. But it's okay, you know. Just takes another minute or so to wash it back down again. I even got some baby wipes to use. Just in case you don't want that residue all over your aircraft. As a reminder, also, I already did test the elevator, and I tested the rudder servos as well with my little cheapo tester. Easy. So yes, I already did that. So next is going to be my rudder halves, which I have here. tested the fit yet. Should have probably done that beforehand. But it looks like they have a little pocket here for the servo to be mounted. So you have to use your little handy dandy pick things to pick that up. I've already tested it. Just gotta flip it around here. Feed that wire back in. But later on you're gonna be sticking it back in anyway. I don't like my little rudder thingy here sitting there. I know it's rudder already, but put you in sleep mode. Thank you. Okay, hopefully you can see what's going on here. Just do a little bit of scoring, hole poking, I guess, to the mating surfaces here. Double checking everything here before you lock it in. Check the fit already, so one more test fit before I do the number. Try not to make a mess. Looks like I am. That's why I gotta be ready for that. Okay. A little bit dripping on that side. Gotta take care of that real quick. Okay. At least it means it's dripping, means that it is giving a little bit more, a little bit maybe too much of the glue, but I'd rather see it seeping out the sides a little bit. You know? But I think I'm gonna come along on there, do another bead real quick of the bottom here. So it looks like there's a nice little gap here. I think that's supposed to be like that. But that's why you have this stuff ready to go. Put in a nice generous bead of it this time. A little extra added insurance can see the place here is where I'm trying to give it attention, because it is a hearing right now. You can see it bubbling. That means it's curing. Give it another kick here real quick, just to be sure. Wipe it off, dry it off. I feel a lot better with that because I really don't want it to show on the top. Probably gonna take another round on the make sure I double check and give a good tug on the on the elevator too. Once I'm done, make sure I'm gonna tug on these things, make sure they're good to go before you'll proceed to the next side, because I don't want it to fall off while I'm doing it. Feels pretty good. Test my horn there. Feels pretty solid. I like the little ball link connections they have, and don't feel much of a slop in these here. They're, you know, there have been some companies, don't want to mention names, but they had so much bad slop on them, and the horns came off. But you know, these things, you know, they have little screws in them. It's I don't know if you can see that level of detail, but here they're screwed in, so make sure you double check these two screws before you do, as part of your pre-flight checks, your maiden. I did double check these screws here, here, and here with my nice Allen wrench, and the center ones were a little bit loose still, so it's a good thing I did double check them. Go ahead and feel confident that I can proceed to the next side, that this side seems to be okay. Get my other side out here. Sometimes you might have to feed the wire back into here to get it back as far as possible on the connector here, because you don't want it showing. Okay, next one. Do the same thing with the rudder thing, because it doesn't really, I don't really need it to be showing. Don't like to see it showing anyway. Okay, signal is up on this one, so I'm pulling signal up also. It's nice that at least they have maybe also enough slack in these to where if you had to, for example, to pull it back out to do the same thing, you know, with the for example, I mean, if you get a bad servo, DOA servo, that's why, you know, I took and put it on the tester for, you know, not very long, but, you know, just long enough to get it done, because you don't have to worry about those things. Just do a few inside too. I forgot to do the other one like that. But you like to go crazy poking holes. Some, you know, old school tricks will forever be in your mind. check the fit again because you know it's a little bit loose, going a little wobble this way, so I'm trying to make sure that I double check the fit. I don't have my little T connectors, you know, but I'm going to double check that later. What I'm going to do is just I had cut some little 45-degree angle pieces of aluminum stock from my work. They have a little machine shop, and they just have some scrap, you know, aluminum angles that I can just grab out of the box too, or cut my own. You know, I can have access to that machine shop where we just double check, make sure all these are all lined up properly. So far the fit looks pretty good, even though I'm not got this side in yet. Maybe this a little bit. A little bit of angled in. I don't know if it's supposed to be angled in or supposed to be completely straight up, but I can just kick that up a little and then reglue if necessary. Easy to do. Okay. Let's start this side. Don't understand why there's a hole there. Space there. Just a little bit time. Don't want to go too much because it was dripping down too much. Because I already see a little drip here too. That's why I got this ready. No drip on this side this time. I'm going to hold that. Change the angle of the camera real quick. This one's, I think, got a little bit too much. Gotta do that. A little bit of re-gluing on that spot there. I'm gonna throw a little bead there, but that looks pretty good right there. That looks pretty good right there. Okay, that looks better. That's why it's good I put a little bit more on top on the ears. Okay, so what I can do is just go ahead and run a little small micro bead here. Easy. Definitely very important to make sure that everything's lined up properly. Of course, I'm just using my eyeballs, but this is not my first time. Definitely not my last. Looks pretty good. Since I'm going ahead and doing a little bead, do a little bead over here too. Just always like that little extra added security. Time to recheck. Watch those fingernails, boys. So just visually checking each to see if it looks vertical, and I'm gonna sit there and just get my straight edge out afterwards just to double check, you know, how level it actually is. Better to do that now than have to worry about getting some kind of angle issues later if you can't get kind of just visually look at it. Ain't too much to that, but I did want to still throw a bead on the left side bottom here like I did the other side, but this one's going to be pretty generous bead since it's the bottom. You have to take your time, but glad you fine gentlemen are with me while I'm doing this. I'm trying to hurry up and maybe get this done and get it loaded before the boozer show. Ain't much to that. So unfortunately my batteries did not come in. I'm gonna wait, and there's some decals to apply over the servo holes, the servo itself, and the wire here. And I'm just gonna wait to put that on later after I have the thing bound up and ready to turn on. So let's just go ahead and try to do the next step then, since I don't have the right one currently. There ain't really much to this assembly, just to tell the wing is pretty, you know, self-sufficient. All you're doing in it is just lining up the connectors, making sure that you kind of put it in nice and square, lining it up with the horns. There's little guides in there to make sure that you're going in properly. Pretty simple. Little micro guides in there. Make sure that it's secured in there. Just like the Havoc. Of course, the Havocs were having a little bit of problem with those, so you definitely want to make sure that you have those items secured well. But that's where the screws come in, and your handy dandy, you know, thing, make it easy to also assemble and unassemble. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get to the binding process, so I don't know why I even have my radio on. Got my batteries. I'm gonna have to ship from Illinois, not our local shop, not our local location, I mean. This is where I'm gonna need a little bit of help, I think. Where is my phone? See if I can't see the hole. Sometimes if you're old or you're new, you have a little trouble lining up the hole properly. It happens. And unfortunately there's no good guide for that. Just your looks like that was like good to go. Sorry, I wish I could drop the gear. Of course, I could use probably do my servo tester thingy to maybe drop the gear, but that'd be just too much work. I don't think I'm gonna get into showing you all the what do you call that, what, see the missiles and the thing, but here is those labels on this page that you're telling you to put everything in. See, their missiles here are the orientation of them. So maybe I'll just do it real quick. I already have them laid out. See, the right side. This is the right side, so correct. So this goes on this pylon. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 pylons. That's pretty easy, I guess. And then that's the looks like it's the little rocket pod here. Okay, next, this missile launcher bay. Okay, and then looks like this is bomb, I guess. So I'm not an expert on that. Okay. Sounds like I knocked something loose in the back, but double check that. I usually go through everything very carefully just to make sure I didn't forget. Sometimes people really want to get their stuff done quickly and get them in the air. Sometimes that can be a mistake. I guess we can go ahead and glue this on as well. A little pod, Mr. Pod. It's pretty simple. Just test fit it first real quick. Okay, I can go ahead and kick that since it's easy to get to. Okay, put that on. There's, of course, an addendum to put on all these no step. Looks like they're not the water slide, but they're just the little vinyl decals to put on the little 4 pieces here on one side, and all the no step all over the unit. There, your little addendum is here on a separate piece of paper, which is good. Don't want to bore you with all that, because I'm sure everyone has done this already. For those who don't know, the AX3X receiver is here on the bottom with an access panel right here. Very simple, just pull it off. Check. There is a blind plug location that I have the blind plug here, and that one just plugs into here to a nice little extension that they have built into the unit, so you don't have to remove your receiver to get access to it. Of course, now that would be also the issue also getting, like, for example, dropping the gear, because it is quite a tight fit in there to drop the gear. Maybe I can do that. Wanted me to do it? I'll do it for you. Let's see, check the time. I checked the time. Always got to make sure. That's why I'm making a mess in there. I'm grabbing the right tool for the right job. Just, I don't want to damage the connector, but also don't want to damage the ones around it. Okay, it hasn't been removed, so I shall take my handy dandy servo checker tester thingy, make sure the orientation is correct on my battery. I got my positive on the bottom, I mean my negative on the bottom, my positive in the middle. Okay, make sure I put my, not much room in here because they got it all tucked in really neatly, so I got to make sure I put my positive on the top, make sure I don't fry all 3 of them. Okay. My front one seems to be sticking. Hi. Okay, come on. Maybe show you the love. This is live, but it's not working. Where is that wire? Guess because I was playing with the. Let's see if I can unplug it first. working. What? If I can get that thing out now. I'd have to do that later. Anyway, I'll just let it take that out for now. Maybe we'll work better when I plug it in. Try it later. Since I don't want to mess with it too much. Maybe when I was messing with that thing too much, it just kind of, it didn't like it too much, because I keep hitting the what do you call that? The servo testing, get all the time. It's not burned up or anything. See if I can pull that off from this side and do that later, because I don't think I have my screwdriver. But anyway. Good enough for now. It looks pretty good though, despite the servo connectors. Didn't like that thing too much. But so far, there she is. I'm sure I'm just gonna pop that individual retract off in a minute, just to see if I can get her done right, you know. Hopefully, like I said, I didn't get a chance to do that, so. But there she is. Well, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, I'll see if I can get that resolved first, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, thanks. Bye.